Welcome back to GoFam Connect. Let's talk about that never-ending saga all parents face, getting kids to go to sleep. Raise your hand if you've ever heard just one more story or I need a drink of water right at bedtime. Did you know that kids can invent more bedtime stalling techniques than most people have ideas in a week? In today's video, we are diving into the hilarious and creative excuses kids make to avoid sleep and the lens we as parents go to in order to keep bedtime on track. Welcome back to GoFam Connect, where we believe in mastering the flow, sharing the glow. I'm GoFam coach Bala, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. We've got family, laughter, and life facts all wrapped up into one channel. Let's jump in. The bedtime stalling tactics kids use. Bedtime. The time when your child suddenly becomes a master of negotiation, a thirsty camel, and a philosopher asking life's deepest questions. The one more story gambit. Just as you finish the last line of a story and tuck them in, you can hear, "Can we read just one more?" It's as if they are about to read War and Peace cover to cover. The "I need water" request. Have you ever noticed how kids suddenly develop an intense thirst at bedtime? I mean, all day they are fine. But as soon as you say lights out, it's like they've crossed a desert. The existential questions strategy. Or what about when your child decides that bedtime is a perfect time to ask, "What's the meaning of life?" Or "Why is the sky blue?" The deeper the question, the more minutes they get to stay awake. Parents, tell me you don't relate to this. It's like kids have a built-in radar for bedtime and an endless well of energy to fight it. Parents creative but often futile tricks to make bedtime easier. Of course, if kids are bringing their A game to stall bedtime, parents have to get creative too. Trick 1. The reward chart strategy. Some parents try the classic reward chart approach. Each night they go to bed without a fuss, earns a star, and 10 stars equal a treat. But here's the thing, kids will bargain for rewards in the funniest ways, like wanting a star just for brushing their teeth. They're natural negotiators. Trick 2. The bedtime routine countdown. Some of us try our countdown. 5 more minutes. Then we brush teeth. 3 more minutes. Then it's story time. It sounds great in theory, but kids can magically make 5 minutes feel like 5 hours. Trick 3. The reverse psychology play. Ever told your kid, "I bet you can't go to sleep in under 5 minutes"? Sometimes it works, but other times they just turn it into a challenge to stay awake longer, determined to prove they won't be outsmarted. The importance of bedtime routines and why kids resist sleep. A consistent bedtime routine is actually beneficial for kids. It gives them a sense of security and helps their bodies prepare for rest. But here's a kicker. Kids resist routines just because, well, they're kids. Sleep experts say kids resist bedtime for many reasons. Fear of missing out, boundless energy, or simply because they don't understand why the fun has to end. Have you ever noticed that the same kid who's yawning and practically asleep at the dinner table can instantly perk up when it's time for bed? It's like they've got a built-in no sleep button. The science of sleep and how it affects kids' moods and behavior. Sleep is essential for kids' health, affecting everything from mood to learning ability. When kids get enough rest, they're generally happier, more focused, and less prone to emotional outbursts. But let's be honest, when kids don't sleep, it's not just their mood that takes a hit. As parents, we know we are in for a long day too. Sleep studies show that sticking to the same bedtime each night can improve sleep quality. So, as much as they resist, keeping a set bedtime is worth the battle. Tips for parents to help with bedtime. Set up a calming routine and stick to it. Kids thrive on predictability. Even if they pretend to hate it, try a routine like bath, pajamas, story, and lights out. Stick with it even when they throw in those last-minute stalling techniques. Tip 2. Create a sleeping environment. Dim the lights, keep the room cool, and add some calming background music if needed. A cozy environment helps signal it's time for sleep. Although for some kids, this is just an invitation to start a shadow puppet show. Tip 3. Limit sugar before bed. For real this time. Have you noticed how sugar seems to turn kids into little superheroes with boundless energy? Avoid the sweets at least an hour before bed. Otherwise, you might be dealing with the flash at bedtime. Funny bedtime stories from real life parents. One parent shared how her son would sneak toys into bed. She'd find him surrounded by an entire fleet of Hot Wheels under his pillow, claiming it was carnate, as if that's a real thing. Another parent said her daughter demanded a nightly puppet show from her stuffed animals before bed. She had to create the entire plot lines with voices until her kid finally drifted off. And my personal favorite, a dad who said his daughter would put on an opera performance every night, singing at the top of her lungs until she was finally too tired to continue, embracing the chaos with a smile. Let's face it, bedtime might not be perfect every night. Some nights you might feel like a bedtime ninja, while other nights it feels like you're running a sleep marathon with no finish line. And that's okay. Bedtime battles are part of parenting, but they're also part of what makes family life so memorable. Years from now, you'll laugh at these stories and realize that despite the chaos, they are the moments you'll cherish. Let us know in the comments what's the funniest excuse your child has ever used to avoid bedtime. And if you're ready for more laughs and real life parenting advice, give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Here at GoFam Connect, we are all about mastering the flow and sharing the glow. Alright, next up, we are diving into something equally fun. Parenting styles explained by animals. We'll compare different parenting styles to animals like tiger parents, panda parents, and more. You wouldn't want to miss it. See you in the next video on GoFam Connect.